Yeah, so that's the reason why I did what I did, and that's why I'm moving on. You know what I'm saying? It's no need to act like it's something else going on. Ain't nothing else going on. That's what it is. So that's the housing situation. Just like they play around with my phone. Like sometimes I delete files. They can find these feds can go find the files and put it back in your phone to try to shut down your videos. They think I'm stupid, bro. Anything trickery, man, that's how you beat them. Anything trickery is probably them. They got all the ways to mess with this technology and stuff that we use with these phones and different little stuff. They got all kind of little ways. I don't trust. You can't even trust the technology they use. All they're trying to make you do is look like a loose cannon. But the truth is, that's how it's going to look when you're in war. You know what I'm saying? You're going to look like that. But like I said, they used 3 facilities against me. Why would I choose and turn around and choose housing from these people? I'd rather be on the streets. And see, that's what should make you turn against Hasa. All this is working for Freemasons and Illuminati and secret societies. The woman Deidre at AHF in Jamaica Queen, that black fat woman, was part of these people. That's the person I talked to get transferred to the YMCA to work with Hasa. I wasn't even working with Hasa officially until this fat woman at AHF named Deidre, this light-skinned fat woman that got some kind of connections to North Carolina or whatever, which is not coincidental, with brown eyes and fat light-skinned woman. And something probably happened to her when she was a kid, and she trying to get revenge and be a vigilante out here. I guarantee you that's what it is. She was the one that referred me to the YMCA, which means it was a whole setup with Hasa, starting with that fat black woman from AHF. AHF is the organization in Jamaica, Queens that she literally, the facility she literally works at. She was the main one that caused me to go in this direction. Because before her, I was here in Brooklyn, and I didn't even choose between Hasa wasn't even an option at this building I was at. I talked to someone else about at AHF for like a closer way to get my medication and things like that. This person thought it would be a good idea to go to the YMCA, but that was all a setup that this person had with someone else for me to get caught up in Hasa. I found out about Hasa at the YMCA. Before that, I was at this facility called Sleep In Brooklyn. And it was basically a shelter converted, a hotel converted to a shelter. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was on 2nd Avenue in Brooklyn, somewhere around in there. But it's the Sleep In. You can look it up. It's the Sleep in Brooklyn, called the Sleep In. Sleep In, right? So I was there, and I already had a situation where I could get housing through them, African housing. And they used the logo, they used Africa as the logo for this housing, this housing for clients. So they gave me the option and told me, well, we can give you the same housing, because I was about to leave, right? But I was like, nah, this is gonna be closer to my medication. That's why it made sense to me, because I was still having to go to AHF over in Jamaica. So it just made more sense for me to be in the neighborhood. But little did I know, they took advantage of that and put me with Hasa, and where now I'm on the terms of these Freemasons and Illuminati. They took advantage of it. When I wanted to be in the vicinity of getting my medication in the neighborhood where I live, I got with another facility with the YMCA, and that was Hasa, which was nothing but a setup with the Freemasons and Illuminati. Okay? So that's how this all happened in the past 4 years. These enemies put me in 3 different facilities, and they didn't think I knew about it. So this is all the enemy. We consider them all enemies. AHF, Hasa, Hasa, YMCA, all of that. And it makes sense. Any big organization gonna work with the Freemasons anyway. YMCA gonna work with the Freemasons. Any big, huge, they've been around long enough to do it. That's all you gotta understand. AHF, YMCA, they've been around long enough to work with these people, and for them to network with these people. So that's all it is. It's easy to understand. So this has all been a trap that didn't work. I just utilized it this time around to where all I wanted to do was collapse the systems of America. And then, with the war in Iran, my objective is accomplished. And now I can leave New York City altogether. Because that's all I wanted to do anyway, was get it at a decent place where this stuff was collapsed. And I was gonna leave like Snake from Escape from New York and go and leave New York. That's all. So my objective is basically accomplished. And so basically, that's the end of the situation. That's why I wanted to put this, because my other video was cut off, and basically they did that. They pulled up another file and stuff like that, and and stuff. I knew I had already erased it because I remember erasing it. That's why I didn't even check. But they can go retrieve the things that you erased. I really believe that. You ever get a file back in there and then you knew you erased it? You don't question yourself. See, what they trying to get you to do is question yourself. They think I'm stupid. I mean, the purpose of that would be for you to question yourself, like, am I tripping? I thought I erased it. So now that's gaslighting you to make you feel like you crazy. But for me, I would just feel like I'm human. I thought I did, but I didn't. But it don't go no further than that. I ain't gonna question my whole sanity because I was confused about whether I erased the file or not. That's weak, people. I ain't no weak man. I'm gonna chalk it off as me being human. I thought I erased it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. But I definitely know you a snake in the grass, so I don't put it past you that you could retrieve files and put them back in there to try to stop this video. So that's the sensei that I am. But like I said, why would I receive a fourth situation from these people? They set me up on purpose in these facilities. Is what I'm talking about. These Freemasons, Illuminati, secret society people. Okay, so when you receive, if you're a high-ranking target, when you receive housing from these people, you are probably being monitored by Freemasons and secret society, or these people are relaying information to those people. Okay, so so for us, the real rebels, we gonna wind up being outside the system, depending on anything that got to do with government assistance. I mean, it's not saying you can't work out here, but when it comes to like government assistance, facilities and organizations, you can't have nothing to do with that. It's infested with Freemasons. It's infested with these secret society people. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? So, so the second place that I put the application in, or I applied for it, it's probably with them too. That's why by the time I talked to the second person, I talked to one person for my intake. This is the second place, Beyond Hasa. This is me leaving this place. I called them like 2 weeks ago. So I talked to one person for intake. Then I talked to another person for all my I talked to another person for like just let me see, like my health, the housing needs, right? But the way this person was talking, like I'm just smart enough to know, it just seemed like it was a gang going on. It was like this person was, whether they was trying to tell me or not, I understood that they had already received some type of information and some weird stuff, because it's just the way this person was talking, like they didn't want to halfway give me the opportunity, like it wasn't going to happen. You know how you can tell when even when you're dealing with somebody, like you can tell this is not going to happen. Even like when you go apply for a job, you can kind of tell when it's not going to happen, right? Sometimes you can tell. It was that kind of vibe. Like I knew it wasn't going to happen. And since then, I haven't received any emails, direct emails about the progression of my situation. So it was like my hunches served me right, and it's just another situation that's infiltrated by these people, because how I know is because I got to get referred by this place called Hasa to another facility. Now you think they gonna refer me? No, because you're not concerned about me at all. You just want to keep me in a bad situation. So you ain't gonna help. No, of course. So I don't even expect that. So I'm already on my way out. Like, I'm giving this place one more month and I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I'm giving it one more month because I want to put a little more pressure on this war that's going on in the Middle East with America. I want that to be sabotaged to where America it receives sabotage, where it escalates against America, where it doesn't work in their favor. So I could have left like a couple days ago if I was really trying to hightail it out. If I was scared, I would have been out the state already. I had the money. I had the money to leave. I had the money to leave. You know what I'm saying? I chose to stay. That shows you where my heart is at. Because I'm all about the objective. If my objective isn't working, then if I've achieved my objective, then it's no need to stay here no more. So, but I wanted to stay a little more longer to put a little more pressure on this situation, because now I know America's in trouble. We're going over there and fighting in Iran and didn't really know what they was doing. Now you got these gas prices, see what I'm saying? These gas prices, everything out of whack. I wanted to put like another month of pressure financially. I wanted to send some more offerings out to Vietnam and Egypt. Cairo, Egypt. So Cairo, Egypt is where I'm sending my next offering. I'm sending offerings out. I already sent the offering to Egypt like almost a month ago. So I'm working with Egypt because Egypt is like right over there where Iran is at. It's like 1,000 miles, like less than 2,000 miles away from Iran. Egypt is less than 2,000 miles away from Iran. So I'm sending offerings over there in the vicinity of everything that's going on. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, and Vietnam is not too far either. Vietnam is like 5,000 miles at best. About 5,000 miles. Something you wouldn't know, but I went and looked it up because it's all about strategy. So I still have like offerings, spiritual offerings that I'm giving to churches right over there in the vicinity of the Middle East, with Egypt, giving to a church in Egypt and giving to a church in Vietnam. So both of them are no more than 5,000 miles away from Iran. So it's in the same vicinity of all of that stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working over there now. I'm over there working over there. And Colombia too, South America. I'm working over there in Colombia and Mexico. So, I wanted to put a little bit more pressure before I go. That's why I stayed another month. If I was scared, you know what I'm saying, if I felt I was in any immediate danger, I would have took that 180 and called a cab, and which would have been like $50. I would have still had like 130. I could have easily got, at least a ticket for the next 7 days, and I could have caught the train back home, caught the train back over this way somewhere, and waited until then. Got back on the train, did it like that. But I knew I could wait. I've been through all of this stuff. I'm going to utilize it for when I need it. They put me in this situation. It backfired. They can't stand it now because it didn't go the way they wanted it to go. Now they can't stand this whole situation. I'm glad. I know everything that I need to know. Now they sitting back with their face twisted, you know what I'm saying? Because it didn't go like they wanted it to go. They thought I was going to be broken, busted, and disgusted, or they thought Brooklyn was going to do something to me, and Brooklyn didn't do anything. Now Brooklyn is the one looking stupid. They done killed that 7-month-old girl. And that confirms why I should leave. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I should leave. When you start killing 7-month-old girls, that's my hunches is telling me when I told y'all I should leave. See what I'm saying? That's the confirmation. That's right here in Brooklyn. You telling me that ain't the confirmation? It is. Not because of the danger only, because of the contradiction. These same people that was playing this whole time here in Brooklyn. He on Utica Avenue. Now somebody done killed a 7-month-old child, man. Yeah. That tells me right, that's my cue right there. You leave right after that to show people they self. All them games you was playing with me, every way you was trying to challenge me in chess and watch me, Brooklyn right here killed a 7-month-old child. That's how you do it. Now you telling me they ain't the time to leave. See what I'm saying? And I said it before it happened, didn't I? So you telling me I ain't in season? I'm in perfect season. Glory to God. And that's why I say you just gotta go with what you feel, and nothing's worth your peace. You know, I give up certain things for my peace. I give up a comfort of a bed or whatever this little stuff is in here to have peace. Lying around no gay energy, I don't want to be around that. And that's okay. Long as I ain't hurting nobody, I can say they are not my preference of people. No pun intended. I can say they not my preference of people. I don't want to be around no gay energy. I'd rather be on the streets. And that's what you should expect a righteous man to say. I don't want to be around no gay energy. No, I don't. I don't want to be around no gay energy. No, I don't. I don't want to have no gay interactions with people. None at all. And I don't want to be around none of that energy. And that's my prerogative. Long as I pay the price to make that happen. Not at nobody else's expense. It's at my expense that I remove myself. I don't want to be around this energy. So that's another reason too. Because that other apartment would have been nothing but gay people. Witchcraft gay people. Psychological witchcraft gay people, all that stuff. I don't want to be around that no more. The last apartment I was in, that's what I was around. Fasting and seeking the Lord, but you in a whole building with nothing but homosexuals. You see what I'm saying? Nah, that's okay. I can see if it was a couple people, but heterosexuals dominate the building, so they got to move a certain way. But when they are all together, that's what and that dominates the building. It dominates the energy in the building. But when it's heterosexuals that dominate the building, it's a whole different vibe. You feel me? It's going to be more respect. That's number one. And they ain't going to be able to walk around like they want to. They ain't going to be walking around like that. You know what I mean? So, I'm okay. I pay the price. I pay the price and stand on my own, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't want to be in no building with a whole bunch of gay people again. But like I said, these last 3 facilities they put me in was a setup by the Freemasons and Illuminati and the secret societies and butthurt black people, no pun intended. And they put me in this building with some gay people and witchcraft people, and they trying to, you know, pit me up against these same lame type of people that I done been through in 2 other facilities. I beat them in 2 other facilities. I beat them more than 2 other facilities, but I'm just talking about recently. You know, I already beat this too many times. And you think I'm going to go to another one? So the apartment that they gave me, this last one, I turned it down. See, that's what a prophet going to do. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn down opportunities because it's not the right opportunity. While other people don't care. They offer you an apartment, but you already know what it is. You see what they're doing. You see the same pattern. Okay, so then why are you going to get an apartment from these people again? That's okay. All I needed to see what they did in emergency housing when I came back to New York to be certain. And now I'm certain. I seen the pattern more than one time. Okay, I'm certain about it. And that's it. That's all. I'm walking away. I'm going back down south. My objectives have been accomplished anyway before it even happened. That's what I'm saying. I was ahead of schedule. And then the little girl, 7-month-old child got killed here in Brooklyn. That's my confirmation. See how I do that there? 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 Can't make that up, bro. Would you want to stay in a borough where they killed a 7-month-old girl? That's it. I'm out of here. That's my walking papers right there. Which means I was right. Which means whatever you thought about me leaving, whether you thought you beat me or not, I was right. I would see. That's what I'm saying. I was right. That's why I keep trying to show people. I just want you to acknowledge that I was right. They killed a 7-month-old child yesterday. April 1st got shot. That already tell you. This is my last month. I already said this is my last month here. I'm out, man. That's it. That tells me everything I need to know. The same people that were trying to judge me, look at how they contradict themselves as a community. As a community. Because if you come out as a community, I'm going to judge you as a community. Right or wrong. Which means when you do stuff like that, it's coming to the collective. It's not just an individual. You can't just say, in a tricky way, see if you're smart, you know what I'm talking about. You can't say, oh, well, that was just that one person. Nah. It don't work like that. Because I can find patterns, definitely. Another kid got shot in the leg, last week? Here in Brooklyn. It happens too often, bro. A little kid got shot in the leg, I think he was 10 or 11 or 12, 13, somewhere around in there. He was sitting on the stoop and got shot in the leg. Okay, so that's all I need to know, bro. That's all I need to see. And like I said, them parents that lost that child this tonight, probably gonna see it's a whole nother generation of black people that's starting to despise the streets. They starting to despise each other. They starting to hate the community. I lost my brother. He got killed by black people 2 years ago. I'm going through it. A lot of people going through it. I just lost my brother 2 years ago to black people, not white people, not Hispanics and Latinos, black people. Okay? And you're either going to be people that lost family to black. You see what I'm saying? You see where we at? This is a war, bro. We losing people. Black people are losing their families. This is a war. When you start losing people, then you come back and talk to me how you feel about the streets and black people after you lose some family members. Lose a couple family members. And then tell me how you feel about this stuff. Because it's becoming two types of communities. Those who lose people, they family, to black people. And those who don't and still ignorant and dumb. And still out there stupid. Because you ain't lost no family. Live long enough. Live long enough. Live long enough. You're going to change your whole view. Watch it. Watch. No, I'm going to tell you what it is. You ain't lost nobody important enough or special enough. Wait till you start losing more people in your family. You ain't going to want nothing to do with these people. That's what's happening. You got two types of black people. People that want to be all with the culture and everybody and all that stuff and everybody. And then you got other black people that don't want nothing to do with these people no more. You just disgusted because you lost your family to the streets. Man, can you imagine how you would feel if you lost your 7-month-old child? 7 months, not even a whole year. Nah, bro. It's no excuse. It's no excuse, man. It's no excuse. It's a confirmation of what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving. I'm leaving here. That's that simple. That's why, see, I was right for what I felt. I knew it was time. I know it was time to go, and that happened right after I said, see what I'm saying? It happened like a little less than a week, a little over a week after I made this decision, and this happened. I don't think that's a coincidence. No, I do not. That tells me that's a confirmation and omen that I'm on the right track for leaving. And especially when it's on the same subject. I can see if it was just a random person. I hate to say it. But a child though, at 7 months, nah. That's an omen to me that it's time to go. I'm on the right track. Yeah, I'm on the right track, bro. It's not out of fear. It's just, to me, it's more out of contradiction. That's what I'm talking about. It's not like I think I'm going to be shot next because, I hate to say it because that happened, but it's a contradiction. You see, that's what I'm glad I said that too. Because it's not what happened, it's the contradiction. These same people here in Brooklyn, it's no secret, they was among people who was trying to judge me. Right? They was trying to act like, I'm a threat against the children's well-being, crazy stuff, right? But then we find you contradicting yourself right before I left. Right as I decided to leave, we find you contradicting yourself. So now I don't want to hear nothing about it. Let it rest. Have a seat. Okay? That's for all of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? A kid 7 months old, get killed. Have a seat, bro. That's all, man. It's a dark day, man. It's a dark night. Like, and we gotta stop letting people like them these witchcraft people stand up and play around with witchcraft, man. You can't play with witchcraft like a gangbanger. You can't pull up with witchcraft like you pull up in the car and bang on somebody or shoot somebody. This is not what this is. I could say your witchcraft backfired, and that's why all this stuff is happening. All the stuff you did, all the psychological stuff, using children in the neighborhood against us, against me, let's be specific, against me, and the girl next door, using these kids next door. I know all about it, the girl next door. Okay, you've been using her in the backyard and the front yard. I know for sure you're doing that on purpose. And I told you something was going to happen. You can't use children and play gang stalking games and play with me and something don't happen. So that's a curse that you brought on your community. I truly believe that. That's right. You can't play. Listen, man, it's too abnormal. That's how I know. I had to tell you just right and just the right way and give you all the right information first. You brought this on yourself, man. You did this to yourself. Okay? You kept playing and using these children. You kept using all these people against me. Okay, why do you think it happened? It didn't happen because I just gave an offering. It happened because you did wickedness with this community. You'll say it's because I fasted and I'm giving offerings. No, it's because you deserve suffering. But then we also get to see how you use your free will, because even if you deserve it, your free will is your choice. It's still your choice. This happened, yes, but also a man used his free will to make it happen. Right or wrong? You know what I'm trying to say, man. A man used his free will to make it happen. We seen how you really are. Besides, you still deserve evil to happen to you. You do evil, you deserve evil. Simple as that. What you think you deserve? Goodness and stuff? Retarded, bro. You do evil, you deserve evil. So, but we see you still, how you use your free will. We still see how you use your free will to kill innocent 7-month-old children. Yeah. Listen, like I said before, you trying to find something on me. Well, we already cashing out. If that's the attitude. If the attitude is I'm waiting for some little thing to get something on somebody, okay, then we gonna go ahead and cash out. We gonna cash out on all this stuff you're doing. Just like somebody cash out at the casino. Well, I'm cashing out with you with all these liabilities and contradictions. Yes, that's worse. You know what's worse than a pedophile? Somebody that shoots a 7-month-old child. You're worse. You worse. You know why you ain't saying it? Because the culture is not going to say that. You know why the culture ain't going to say that? Because they love the shooters. These white girls love the shooters, don't they? These big booty white girls love the shooters, don't they? Yeah. So you ain't gonna tell the truth when stuff like this happen. You ain't gonna say this. You gonna say it's bad, but you're not gonna say this. Exactly. You ain't gonna specifically say this. This is worse than the pedophiles molesting children. What's worse than that is the man that kills the child or the woman that kills the child. That's worse. You know why you ain't gonna say it? Because it's too close to what you're infatuated with that comes from the culture, which is the shooters. You're infatuated with the shooters and the gangbangers and the thugs. It's too close to what you admire. So you're gonna be biased. It's too close to what you admire. You're not gonna tell the truth. That's worse than a pedophile. But you're gonna put the pedophile like he the worst thing walking the earth. The worst thing walking the earth is a man that kills a 7-month-old child. That's the worst bastard walking around here. But I guarantee you somewhere a chicken head is braiding his hair and telling him you ain't mean to do it. It ain't like you meant to do it. It ain't like you meant to do it though. Let's just keep it real. You ain't mean to do it. It ain't like you set out to do it. It don't matter if you set out to do it or not. You think somebody trying to hear that? Well, we didn't mean to do it. No, that's a burnt pancake at McDonald's. Oh, we didn't mean to do that. You talk about you talk about that in the sense of a burnt pancake. Well, we didn't mean to burn the pancake. We didn't mean to do that. I can believe that. Bro, it's not a valid excuse to say you didn't mean to do it. Nobody's going to take that excuse, buddy. You kill a child, whether it's directly or indirectly, you should be in jail for 20 years with no chance of parole, buddy. I give you 20 years with no chance of parole. That's what I'll do to you. See, but it's never going to happen in America because we too biased by black people. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if I did that. If we gave a law that you get 20 years with no chance of parole at all, that means I don't care how good you are. You could become a Christian, you could become a Muslim, you could become a Buddhist. You are going to do 20 years. Okay? And the reason why 20 years is the magic number. The reason why 20 years is the magic number is because if I give you 20 years, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna take away a lot of your life. I'm gonna take away a big portion of your life. If I give you 20 years, guess what? If you go in there at 20 years old, you're gonna be 40 when you get out. That means all your 20s, all your 30s, when you didn't get a wife, that's the best time to get a wife. You didn't get a wife and make love. You didn't do any of that. You can never get that back. If you go in there when you're 40 years old, 20 years, you're going to be 60. That's going to take the rest of your youth. You're going to regret that for the rest of your life. That's why 20 years, if you don't know, you have to give punishment like mathematics. Smart people understand this. And these mathematics make science and punishment. Listen, buddy, it don't. If I give you 20 years, either way it go, buddy. Listen, you're going to miss a big portion of a certain part of your stage of your life, and you're going to regret that for the rest of your life. If I give you 20 years and you're 18, you're going to get out at 38 years old, almost 40. You didn't enjoy your whole adulthood until 40 years old. You're going to be like the 40-year-old version. You're going to be like the 40-year-old version getting out. All from 18 to 38. If you go in at 38, you're going to be 58 years old, almost 60. That's why 20 is the perfect 20 years and nothing less is the perfect years to give somebody that do this stuff. And this is why you do it. Because it also works as a preventative before the person do it psychologically. If you don't affect the psychological criminal underworld to stop them from doing crimes, they never going to stop. You have to understand psychology. Higher psychology. If I threaten you with 20 years, the whole street's going to clean up overnight. You'll clean up every ghetto in America overnight. If you tell them in CNN you getting 20 years with no chance of parole if you kill a child or an innocent person and it didn't make any kind of sense, we gonna give you 20 years with no chance of parole. See, I'm pure, buddy. Your country ain't pure. Killing a child is not a pure person towards children. It's worse than a pedophile. I'm pure towards children. You just a clown, buddy. You can't see your community. Killing children that's you young as 7 months old. I guarantee you ain't gonna think about it a long time, but you gonna want to think about me a long time. You a sucker, man. You a sucker. You know what I'm saying? You a sucker, bruh. You know, I think about real stuff. I think about real life. You understand me? Don't ever get it mixed. Don't ever get it twisted. Don't ever get it messed up. I think about real life. Why would you think about psychological stuff like a clown, like a cartoon or something? That's what I'm saying. I told y'all, this ain't manipulation. It ain't no way to stop it. I tried to tell you. This mentality of going around like this, man, and the weed, I'm telling you, these people smoking weed, that's the main thing that is a problem. Weed make people think they Tupac. These dudes smoke a blunt and come out here like they a gangster monster, bruh. And you not. Cause the real ones is like that sober. I'm sober. I ain't smoke or drink nothing. And I keep it on me. I keep something on me, bruh. Cause that's who you don't play with. You smoke blunts and become Tupac. You know, you become Tupac Shakur because you smoke a blunt. These cats out here. That's the problem, man. I know that's what it is, man. I know that's what it is. I can't stand people like that. Like, that's why I don't even want to be called, I don't even want to be associated. I don't never call myself a thug or a gangster ever in my life. I'll do a crime. Don't get me wrong. I'll do a crime if I have to. And you know, to protect my life or whatever, but the labels disgust me so much. So many people disgust me with what they've been doing. I don't even want to I would never call myself a thug or a gay. I'm just, don't you see what I'm saying? I'm just disgusted. I'm disgusted, bro. Cause I know, man, those type of dudes like that, man, they punks. They still punks. Don't ever get it messed up. Them dudes like that are still punks, man. I guarantee you, man. And if they got any kind of heart, listen, they gotta live with that. You gotta live with that. You gotta live with the fact you killed a 7-month-old child, man. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that, man? He gotta live with that for the rest of his life. He bet off dead. He just bet off dead, bro. You might as well put him in prison for 20 years, man. I mean, what else he gonna do out here? He get out 5 years after killing a kid for 7 months. You ain't gonna be nothing. You gonna be a zombie. You ain't gonna go be a productive person, most likely not. But let's see how much, like I was saying on the other video, let's see how many years he get though. Let's see how many, let's pay close attention to this case. I'm gonna pay close attention myself, no matter when I go back, even when I go back down south, because he probably ain't gonna be charged until then. Maybe not. Maybe he might get charged before then, but I'm gonna keep an eye on this case. Let's see how many years he get for a 7-month-old child. Let's make that. Let's make that pact that we gonna keep an eye on this case and see how much they really charge a person in a reckless case like that. 7 months old. Let's see how much you get. Because me or you, I can't tell you, you can't tell me how many years a person get for killing somebody in New York. I don't know nowhere, really. Last time I think it was what, like 5. I thought 4 years at one time, maybe 8. I say about 8 years, right? Before you up for some type of parole, you get about 8 years, right? You might have to do 4 to 8 years. I would say about 8 years for murder, right? If you get out on good behavior, and it reminds you, good behavior only works for the prison institution. It only works for the prison institution. It doesn't work for the victim's family. For you to get out on good behavior and you didn't do your whole time, how that work for them? And they got to see you out in the streets and they still out there and you enjoying life and you back out there with them. How do the victim's family benefit from you getting out on good behavior? Now you want to be a good behavior person. Now you want to be a good behavior person. You want to be a good behavior person now, don't you? Listen, that only works for the prison system. Because if you just pass through there, you don't hurt us and you don't hurt no prisoners in here, we'll let you get out early. Just chill out, work out, get buffed up. Might have to rough somebody up from time to time. But, just keep your nose clean and we'll get you out of here. See, that only works for them and the staff in the prison system. So everything is not chaotic and everything runs smooth. You know what everybody worked? You know why it runs smooth? Because everybody trying to get out on good behavior. See what I'm saying? It's a system that makes it run, that only works for the prison system itself. How does it work for victims' family? It doesn't work. So who does it work for? It works for the prison system. They benefit more than anybody. Because long as you don't come in here tripping and frustrated and hateful and everything, we'll let you get out of here and killing one of us and hurting one of us and making it chaotic. If you just cool out, we'll get you out of here. That's the system. You stop all of that with no chance of parole, 20 years with no chance of parole, buddy. Whether you wild out or not, you can wild out all you want to. You can wild out all you want to, buddy. You're going to be right here. You can wild out against them brick walls. They're going to be right there. You can go ahead, wild out. You got brick walls right here. Wild out all you want to, buddy. Wild out, wild out. Wild out, wild out. You can wild out, buddy. Wild out against that barbed wire. It's right there. Wild out, man. See that big old brown? You ain't never see that kind of barbed wire. See how much of it is. It look like a whole little orchard of barbed wire. It's an orchard of barbed wire. That's an orchard of barbed wire. That could be a poem, couldn't it? Orchard of barbed wire. Oh yeah. And you're gonna eat the fruit thereof. You're gonna eat the fruit thereof, ain't you, buddy? You're gonna eat the fruit of that barbed wire, ain't you? You're gonna eat the fruit of that barbed orchard of wire. Yeah. Give you 20 years with no chance of parole, buddy. You want to be bad? Okay, yeah, there you go, buddy. That's going to hurt you. That's going to punch you right in the gut. That's going to punch you in the heart. You ever think about somebody punching you in the heart? That's going to punch you in the heart. Boom. 20 years with no chance of parole. 20 Christmases. 20 birthdays. Look, all of that. 20 New Year's Eves. 20 Thanksgivings with that weak plate of food you gonna be eating. That fake slice of turkey you gonna be eating. That little plop of dressing you gonna be eating. With that little flared up celery in it. It got a little flared up celery, don't it? You know how celery got the little strings on it? It got flared up celery in that dressing, don't it? Got a little flared up celery in that dressing. Yeah. See, the reason why it's not, the reason why it ain't gonna happen? Because black people gonna say, oh, those charges, the 20 years of no chance of parole, that's against black people. Well, this is how I see it. Like I like to say, I'm not racist, I'm specific. I'm not racist, but I'm Pacific. I'm Pacific. If it's you, it's you. How does it make me racist if it's you? If you're the main one doing it, and I'm pointing it out, and I'm making laws about it, how am I being racist? I'm being specific. It's you, it's you. It's you. So I'm not racist, I'm specific. And some things white people do, some things black people do, some things Hispanic and Latinos do, like killing these white women. Hispanic and Latinos killing these white women. Black people don't do that. But I'm not racist, I'm specific. If it's you, it's you. What you want me to say? Asian people's killing white people? They not doing it. So why am I gonna say all Americans? All Americans not doing it. But you want me to say that to make it look good. But all white people ain't killing children like black people killing children. But you want me to add American in it to make it look good. Nah, I'm sorry, buddy. It's only black people killing these children. I'm sorry, buddy. I mean, for the most part. For the most part. I mean, white people are killing their own families. I mean, you know, that's pretty messed up. They doing that, yeah. And I do make light of that. But, you know, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100, man. Black people, we killing children more than anybody else, man. That's facts. And it need to be said just like that, man. And if people feel these laws are racially targeted, well, I'm targeting who's doing it. My logic is I'm going to target who does it. Whoever does it, that's who it is. You ain't got to worry about it if it ain't you. That's the bottom line. If you're not doing it, then why you got to worry about it? And then you should be glad that somebody is getting 20 years for doing this kind of stuff. You should be glad, so you shouldn't care. When it comes down to me giving 20 years with no chance of parole for people killing children and reckless killings, like that woman in East Harlem who was on a walker who got shot in the face waiting for lunch. Remember that? About 3 months ago? This woman got killed in East Harlem in broad day. Forgot about that, didn't you? 20 years. I give you 20 years for that, buddy. She died, you know? Think about that. That's somebody's auntie, man. Her last breath and words was, her friend asked her, you got shot? She said, yeah. She knew she had been shot. Think about somebody who got nothing to do with the streets, but you know you've been shot. You know it happened. You know you've been shot. Man, that's a shame. It's a shame. And it's a shame for you to come out here playing with people, talking about pedophiles, but y'all killing your children. It's the worst thing walking around here. Let's make no mistake about it. It's the worst thing walking around here, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing because it's too close to what you admire and what you are infatuated with. You're too infatuated with the shooters and killers and gangsters for you to tell the truth that that's the worst thing walking around here, the people that's killing these children. Now, if you ain't killing children, then I ain't talking to you. But the ones that are killing children, that's the worst thing walking around here. That's the worst thing walking around here, and that's facts. And they should be left in a category all by themselves. It's not even comparable to nobody else. Because if you're a real assassin, you need to get your game up, buddy. You missing, you ain't watching kids. Look at all this stuff. Like, I mean, even if you learn to play a video game gonna show you all the babies and all the stuff off limits. You know what I mean? How you just come into an environment, even if you're fairly young, you grew up on video games where you know you scanning for who you need to really shoot, not anybody, everybody. See, the killing still would go on if you make this law 20 years with no chance of parole, but these people will be assassins. They would be assassins. They would get their marks, and they would get nothing else but their marks. They would not be shooting no kids and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be out. You gonna make perfect assassins. Where they go, like in these other countries, you got perfect assassins. You notice they don't be saying. I mean, well, you know, it kind of go on in other countries, but not really, man. You know, people hit their marks, man. This recklessness, man. The only way it's gonna change, I'm telling you, if they give people more time. Severe punishment. The only reason it hasn't happened because people are biased towards black people. That's what it is. If it would have been white folk, it would have been happened. Because other white folk gonna do it. The reason why white folk couldn't do it to us because black people gonna resist it. America been needed more severe punishment in the law system. Everybody, you go to any other country, China, North Korea, even Iran, they're not having it. You wind up shooting kids and everything, they hanging you. Literally. You're going to be hanged. They going to hang your tail. You wind up killing children, you going to be dead. You kill a child and they find out, you gone, buddy. Russia, China, everywhere else you go. Even some parts of Africa probably. Even Africa. America is so lenient because people are shell shocked by racism. So anytime if something even comes towards the vicinity of black people, people got PTSD from racism. They think everything means racism, man. It's the truth. And like I said, if it's you, it's you. Hey, listen. If it's you, it's you. What am I supposed to do? Like I said, man, I'm not racist. I'm specific. I give you 20 years, and then if I lock you up at 40, 60. If I lock you up at 60, that's 80 years old. You're gonna be 80 years old. You're gonna be 80. 20 years old. 20 years in there, you're gonna be 80 years old. You're gonna be 20. You're gonna be 80 doing 20. You can't make it, man. You can't make it. See, if you say something and you can't say it to a person's face, I think you're a coward. I think you're a coward. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, if you 60 years old and I give you 20 years, you're gonna be 80 years old in prison. 80 years old. You're gonna be 80 years old if I give you 20 years. See, they can't stop it. Ignorance can't stop it. Ignorant people can't stop it. Ignorant people can't stop it, man. This mentality of what I'm saying, this logic of what I'm saying, it's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can do. It's nothing you can do. It's nothing you can do about it. Everybody gonna feel the same way. Everybody gonna feel the same way. We giving you 20 years with no chance of parole. 20 years with no chance of parole. And you know what the worst thing is? Like I said, killing children. Long as you killing them children, man, you wasting your time. You wasting your time talking, buddy. You wasting your time talking. You a nobody. Ain't nobody care nothing about what you say, man. Won't you go do that to the people that's killing these children? Won't you go have that same energy with people killing these children? You ain't gonna do that, are you? No. You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna have the same energy towards, you just gonna have a preference on what you hate. But I hate the worst thing. And you ain't on these levels. You know why? Because you ain't built like that. You a coward. You a coward. You a coward. You a coward. You can't hate. You don't hate. You won't hate the thing that really is the worst thing. Because you a butt kissing. You kiss the butt of black people. I don't kiss they butt. I don't kiss that. But you the type that yell behind closed doors, but you won't do it to my face. You won't do it to my face. You know you won't. You know you won't. You won't do it to my face. So it don't listen, buddy. That's why you in the dream world playing with me, buddy. You in the dream world. You think you doing something you're not doing. You ain't gonna come down. If you was bad, you would come outside this door and come outside my door with that. You ain't gonna do that. I came out there just now. I just came out there. I just came out there. I just came out there, buddy. That's how I'm built. Besides what you saying, you in the room like a crazy person talking. I just came out there. I just came out there, so that's all I'm saying. I just came out there, buddy. See, I'm just sensitive to make sure I do the truth and know the truth. You think you know something, you look half like you bugged out and crazy over there. Okay, what he yelling about? Look crazy, don't he? Okay, so I come figure it out. Do I look crazy come figuring it out? That's all I'm saying, buddy. You think you can see me and you can't, man. Your community is the worst community it is. Black people is the worst thing it is. Black people is the worst thing it is, buddy. Black people is the worst thing it is. And ain't nothing, and listen, It ain't nothing you can do about it and say about it that's gonna change that. Y'all are the worst things out here. Killing children 7 months old. So what you talking about? What can he be talking about today? Can y'all tell me what he could be talking about? Y'all kill children as young as 7 months old. What you talking about today, buddy? I thought so. I thought so. I thought so. I thought so. That's how I'm built, buddy. That's how I'm built. You doing all the rah-rah. Listen, I'm gonna shut you down. Y'all doing the worst thing you possibly could do. You killing children as young as 7 months old. Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you doing, ain't nothing you talking about is gonna change that reality. Nothing. Nothing. Ain't nothing you can do. You ain't on my level. That's what I'm saying. You yelling about nothing. Come on out here. You can come on out here, buddy. I done came out there, see whatever, any smoke you wanted. Listen, I'm coming to see what's up. Can't say I'm a coward. I just came out there. And if you would have been out there like you really wanted smoke, then you would have been able to meet me right there where you wanted to meet me, buddy. You would have been able to meet me right there where you wanted to meet me if you really on that. Yelling behind closed doors and we know you a homosexual, stop playing games. You a loud homosexual, buddy. I got real pull up. I come right out there and see what you want. That's the real thing. That's the real thing. What you doing is fabricated, buddy. I don't feel bad about what you feel. You a clown. You listen to niggas. You listen to niggas and now you look like you crazy. I'm yelling at the video. You yelling at yourself. I'm talking to videos. You yelling at yourself. You ain't talking to me. If you was talking to me, you'll be out here at my door. That's when you talking to me. You ain't talking to me. You ain't talking to me. I just came out there and I didn't see nobody talking to me. You way over there in the room, but you talking to me. That's a coward, man. That's how we see it. You can't even tell me what you saw and what you talking about, buddy. I suggest you stay in your lane, little buddy, because I got weapons over here. I got weapons. That's right. That's right. I don't feel bad for what you feel. I don't lose no sleep. I don't feel depressed. I don't feel suicidal about what you feel. None of that, buddy. You need to stay in your little homosexual lane. That's why we're getting away from people like you. You come out here, you represent people that kill children. Ain't nothing you can say. We don't care nothing about what you feel, sucker. Y'all the same people that messed up the community. Don't you realize your liabilities? You messed up the whole community. And you still talking loud, buddy. I think you need to harp down, buddy. I think you need to harp down. Ain't nobody scared of you. You listen, you come a dime a dozen. Black people out here talking loud. You come a dime a dozen. You know what I got for you? I got weapons for you. You think I'm gonna play with you? My logic is, listen, hey, I'd rather go to jail than be dead. I'd rather go to jail than be dead, buddy. I'd rather go to jail than be dead, buddy. Which means I definitely will kill you. I don't have no problem with it. That's what I'm saying. You listen, the truth is, man, like I told y'all, man. Listen, like I told y'all. Y'all listen to the wrong people. And ain't nothing gonna change that narrative either. You listen to the wrong people. And I don't have, listen, hey, I can want you dead just for that reason. That's it. I can want you dead because you couldn't prove it. I can go on and on. Because at the end of the day, you didn't prove it. You ain't proved nothing. Let's keep in mind that all you doing is psychological games. You don't know what nobody over here thinking. You don't know what's going on. You think you do. And your arrogance. But you know what I know for sure? You know what I know for sure? You, people like you in your community are guilty for killing a 7-month-old child. And what you talking about today? That's all I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to show you. They can sidestep what's going on in the real world and man, bro. I came out there and seen what it was. I ain't see nobody. Case closed. Case closed, bro. I told you, I'm a real stepper. You know what a stepper is? At some point, I'm gonna come see what's up. I just did. I just came out there. Anybody want smoke, man? Listen, bro. Man, listen. Let that be a lesson to everyone, bro. If you want smoke with me, all you gotta do is come to my door and yell at my door. That's all you gotta do. Throwing stuff around is a whole different thing. I don't know how to interpret that. But if you come to my door like you want smoke, listen, that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. You ain't built like that. I'm a real man over here. I'm a real man. You the type of person that scream behind closed doors and you ain't even got nothing on me. You look crazy. You look like a crazy person. You do. You think you got something and you don't. You went with the dumb black culture. They told you had something you don't have. You went with the McDonald's eating black culture people. That's what you went with. I'm just keeping it real. So I don't feel no type of way about the information you got, buddy, because I know what it is and what it's not. I know the right interpretations and definitions of everything and what it's not. What I've done in my life and what I haven't done. And for you to play with me and I'm a grown man, listen, you owe it to yourself to step out here with the same energy, man. You're not going to do that. And because you're not going to do that, I don't take you seriously. No, man, no. You yelling loud, so what? I don't care nothing. Females do the same thing. Females talk loud. I thought you was a female, actually. To be honest with you, I thought you was one of these females downstairs, actually. I'm coming to see what's up. It don't matter, bro. So listen, man. Listen. You ain't done. You listen. All you doing is showing, to me, the truth. Which is, man, listen. You can hear about your own people killing a 7-month-old child, and you can still be thinking about something else. That's what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. If I take your life at 60 years old, like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, if I give you 20 years and you 60 years old, that's the last level. You're gonna be 80 years old, which means in that bracket, you can die in prison. You can die in prison. You could die in prison. I wouldn't care if I was, bruh. I just want to see if you gonna challenge something. That's all I'm saying, bro. I live in the real world. You gotta prove stuff. We ain't talk about nothing what you thinking. I don't care about that. I care about you proving it. And if you can't prove it and you act like you want smoke, that's all I'm looking at. All I'm looking at is you act like you got a problem. That's a no. No, listen. All I'm looking at is like you got a problem and I got my weapons right now. That's all I'm saying. I got my weapons right now, buddy. You can't pull me down to this image that you want me to be. Okay, I'm not a gay boy. You talking to a real man. I'm not a faggot. Okay, I'm not a fag. You come to me. Listen, bro. I'm looking at it one way. I'm looking at it like you want smoke. I got my weapons. And it's that simple. That's all. You emotional. That's what a gay boy gonna be. You emotional. I don't care about you. I don't care about your emotions. Just like a female got emotions. I don't care about that. If you're real, we could take this outside, around the corner, and you can give it what you got, buddy. See, I'm talking about it realistically while you ain't really wanting to pursue it realistically. I come out the door and open the door realistically and see what's going on realistically. That's all I'm saying. See, that's a perfect example of rah-rah right there. That's rah-rah. I'm coming out there to see what it is. That's all I'm saying, bro. How you gonna fake that if I come out there? I check people. I done checked more than one person in this building. And they don't want to admit it. They get checked all the time. That's why I'm telling you, these little gay people, man, you got something to prove. No, hold up. Listen what I said. They got something to prove, bro. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Well, you don't know me. So you must got something to prove. You ain't gonna prove it to me. Because I already don't respect you. I don't respect you. Listen, I don't respect you. Once I size you up and I know what you're doing, I don't respect you. You using witchcraft, you using psychological games. I don't care nothing about it, man. You don't intimidate me, bro. I don't feel bad. I'm black just like you black. You could go try them white boys with that. I don't listen. I'm gonna come out there and see what's up. And how can I fake that? If I come out there, how am I fake? You could do whatever you wanted to do. That's your opportunity, whoever it is. That's your opportunity to do whatever you want to do. It don't matter if I was. It don't matter. You couldn't prove it. That's what I'm trying to show a retarded person. It don't matter if I was, you couldn't prove it. That's what I'm saying, sucker. That's the game we live in. We don't live in no game where I got a hunch. Well, I got a hunch. I don't care about your hunch, sucker. That's the difference between these clowns and people from that got street principles. People that got street principles, bro, listen, I don't care about you could be right. Guess what? You could be right, but guess what? You can't prove it, can you? That's the real world we live in. That's America, buddy. You in America. You could listen. I don't care what you feel. Can you prove it? And if it was real, you should be able to prove it, shouldn't you? Well, that's right. If it was so real, why you can't prove it? Why you got to play around people's psychology? I ain't never know where you got to play around somebody's psychology to figure out the truth. Oh, when did they start that? Well, we ain't never needed that. Did we ever need that? No, we didn't need that. We ain't never need that. I don't need to mess around your mind to figure out the truth. The reality is going to tell me the truth. What you do in reality is going to tell me the truth. And what you doing show me who you are. You see what I'm saying? You the type of person, man. Listen, man. You the type of person. You the type of person, bro, that talk behind clothes. You the type of person that follow behind ignorant people in the culture. I know exactly what type of person you are. You probably know all the favorite songs and all the playing the music all the time. You a culture person, which means whatever's trending, that's what you do. Whatever's a trending way of thinking and whoever the enemy is in this community that is trending that they're the enemy, you the type of lame nigga that's sitting up talking against that person. Well, that got to be the case with me, because you don't know where I come from. You don't know me from a can of paint. I'm not even from New York. I'm from North Carolina. So how you know me? Man, come on, cause you a homosexual trending person. And I don't deal with homosexuals. Okay, because you act just like a female when it comes to this street stuff. So you going to be the first one, if something happened, you going to call the police when you act like you want to smoke. No, I call the police on crazy people, right? But you call the police when you want to smoke. It's a difference. You call the police, but you act like you want to smoke. That's exactly what you're going to do. So I know it's a lost cause. I'm smart enough to know that. And then you'll be in jail acting like this person was 100, but he done called the police on you. That's what I'm saying. So I don't stick to G codes with citizens. I wait till they get out of line, and I let the police pop you in your head. You still acting crazy? I let the police shoot you in your head. That's simple, because they don't stick to no G codes. So you gonna get trapped playing in the G codes and wind up in jail. You gonna wind up trying to stick to street codes and wind up in jail. That's it. That's all. You listen, buddy. You can't bring me back down to what I won against. I won. We ain't going backwards. I don't care nothing about all that loud talking. I got just the remedy for it. See, you don't want to admit it. Black people is the worst people in this country. They just killed a 7-month-old girl. So what you talking about? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's a person right there that they contradict themselves. Because right now is a moment of silence. That's what it should be. It should be a moment of silence for it to reflect on this little girl who got killed. Okay? And ain't nothing you talking about more important than that. Ain't nothing you talking about more important than that. I guarantee you, whatever that is over there, I guarantee you, especially if it's fake, it ain't no real narrative. It's not more important than what I'm talking about. It's not. Listen, you can't put me in a bad situation. You played yourself thinking you could play with me. And I'm one of the livest dudes out here. You know what I'm saying? You can talk loud all you want. Long as you don't step over these perimeters, long as you stay in your lane, you're going to be good, little buddy. Straight like that. Because you don't want me to start targeting you. You don't want me to focus on you. That ain't what you want. So you should be glad that I'm not focused on you. You don't want me to focus on you, buddy. You don't want me to start watching you and watching what you doing. Well, I can switch up like that. Start watching you. You don't want that, buddy. You don't want that. Okay, you don't want that. Okay, yeah, I'm real. That's what I am. That's what I am. I'm not going to play no games with no suckers today. And y'all ain't got no credibility in Brooklyn. You ain't got no credibility as a community. You don't. So what could you possibly be talking about? Out of all days today, what could you be talking about? Yeah, that's all I'm saying, bro. I can break it down. They can't. Am I using trickery? Am I saying something that you don't understand? Am I saying something funny? Am I saying something deceptive? I'm asking, what could they be talking about? Right here in New York, they killed a 7-month-old girl, and what could you be talking about today? Raising your voice, and what could you be talking about? If anybody should be raising their voice, it's me. It's me that should be raising my voice. Because now you contradict yourself more than ever. More than ever you contradict yourself. What you raising your voice for? That's all I'm saying. You see what I mean? Because you folk, like, that tells us you're not focused on the right things. If you was really focused on these children, you would be reflecting on a moment of silence tonight. That's what don't you think so? When y'all think so? Yeah, you wouldn't be thinking nothing about me. For you to be thinking about me tells me what type of person you are, bro. That's all I'm saying. And I'm a grown man over here. That's definitely what you need to know. I'm not a boy. I'm not a halfway man. I'm not a gay man. And I got a little bit more muscles in certain different places that you don't. I'm going to keep it real. Real men got muscles in different parts of their soul. Not the physical, the soul. I got different parts of muscles in my soul. That's right. That you couldn't possibly have because you haven't worked it. I got certain muscles in my soul that you don't have. And that's facts, man. I know that for sure. Okay? That's why I treat you like a female. Which means you not in my lane. Unless you try to be. Like, if you try to be, then I'm going to check you. But other than that, man, you in the gay lane, bro. Stay in the gay lane. Stay in the gay lane. Cause see, you the main one gonna act like somebody. It's a gay crime. It's a gay hate crime, ain't it? If we do anything, it's a gay hate crime. Nah, it's a checking you crime. I'ma check you. I'ma come out there and see what's up. Listen, that's it. I don't do it for kicks. I don't do it to be cool. I do it for my survival, buddy, and that's the worst kind. That's the most dangerous kind. I'm gonna do it for my survival, which means I ain't gonna be playing no games. I ain't gonna be talking nothing. I'm gonna come out there and see what time it is, bro. See if I gotta take care of my business. That's it. That's why I walk to the bathroom. I walk to the showers. I walk to everywhere with my weapons, like I'm in prison. Just like I'm in prison, I carry my weapons everywhere I go. You didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. So be very careful, man. Be very careful with the foolishness. That's all I'm saying. Cause like how you talking, man, we done lost real family out here. That's what we talking about. I done lost real family. You yelling about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Them type of people, man, like, that's what we talking about. They deserve to die. I feel that way. Yeah, I do. Because when we look at your issues, you are the same person that caused all these problems, and you caused all these problems, and you had no issues. That's what we talking about. You ain't have nothing on the table. So it's a Jedi mind trick to act like you got something. You yelling and talking. No, you don't got nothing, buddy. That's all I'm saying. That's how I see it. And it's never gonna change. I keep my weapons, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to be bad, it's not to be tough. It's like, hey man, listen. First of all, I'm in New York. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play with anybody. I'm gonna figure out what it is. And I'm not gonna hesitate, bro. Cause I'd rather be in jail than be dead. That's how I think about it these days. I'd rather be in jail to be dead, which means I ain't gonna hesitate at all. I ain't gonna hesitate at all. I'd rather be in jail to be dead. Well, I ain't really know, you know what I'm saying? You hesitate, you don't really know what's going on. You hesitate, and it costs you. Nah, I ain't even gonna hesitate. I'm that type of person, bro. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm saying, bro. So just stay in your little gay lane. I'm not that. What they told you, what they insinuated was I'm somebody to play with. I've been around somebody on death row, a death row inmate. I keep telling these lames in this building. I've been around somebody on death row. It doesn't mean I'm crazy. It means what type. It tells you how intense the violence, the war can be if you wanted to go there. I've been around people that did real crimes, man. That's all I'm saying, man. You don't want no smoke with me, bro. You need to harden down, man. You trying to put on, this is back to people trying to put on for different groups. You trying to put on for Illuminati, you trying to put on for Freemasons. I'm not the person to try to put on for. I'm not the person for you to try to put on for these community people of Freemasons and secret society. I'm not the person you need to try to put on for that group based on at my expense. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, bro. You can't put on for Freemasons playing with me. In other words, you can't put on for the Freemasons or Illuminati because and acting like y'all a gang and you're not. If you was a gang, you would have been out there. That's another thing. I don't play with people who halfway pull up. If you halfway pull up, you a coward. I come out there. You can't doubt somebody like me. If you don't come out there and you talking in your room, I come out the room. If I act like I'm talking to somebody out the room, then I'm going to be out the room. I'm talking to the whole situation. I'm talking to the whole situation like I should. Ain't no coward in me, bro. I'm on levels higher